under President Donald Trump, has announced a sweeping withdrawal from a large number of international bodies, including many tied to the United Nations and global companies, according to official memoranda and statements from the White House. The move involves stepping back from at least 60Sec organizations and treaties that the administration says do not align with U.S. national interests. Among these being listed are major climate and scientific bodies, labor and migration forums, and multiple new regional commissions. This shift represents a significant change in American foreign policy and has already drawn commentary from allies and critics around the world, especially because key climate treaties are affected. Relation time settled one at the same time, U.S. military and law enforcement operations linked to Venezuela, and sanctions enforcement remain in the spotlight. American forces have seized at least 2 oil tankers reportedly tied to Venezuelan oil exports, including one vessel that was flagged in the North Atlantic, a move tied to efforts to enforce sanctions and restrict crude shipments. The government says this is part of maintaining pressure on sanctioned networks and controlling revenues to ensure they are not diverted to adversarial interests. The Guardian puts one domestically. Controversy continues over a fatal shooting by a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agent in Minneapolis. The victim, identified in reports as Renee Good, was shot during a federal operation on January 7. Federal officials have defended the agent's actions as self-defense, while local leaders and community groups have condemned the incident and called for independent investigation and accountability. This event has triggered protests in Minneapolis and is shaping discussions about federal law enforcement practices in urban communities. Wikipedia, an international political news connected to U.S. leadership. American delegation plans for global forums are evolving. President Trump will attend the 2026 World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, later this month, accompanied by high-level cabinet members and envoyed officials focused on trade, economic policy, housing affordability, energy issues, signaling that despite some structural withdrawals from global treaties, the U.S. still seeks to shape international economic dialogues. Reuters separately, U.S. House Speaker Mike Johnson announced he will address the British Parliament in January as part of commemorations around the 250th anniversary of American independence, marking the first time a sitting speaker has delivered such an address. This underscores ongoing diplomatic, legislative, and symbolic ties with longtime allies, even as policy disagreements continue globally. Reuters beyond headline politics and security. A rare natural phenomenon is expected to be visible across parts of the United States tonight. The aurora borealis.